We're live. I gave Madeline the number. I don't know if she's on here yet or not.
Who?
Madeline with the newspaper.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, because I forgot to do that.
Yeah.
She's in Ritchie County. Time's different there.
That's right. They have to pipe in the sunlight.
Are we finishing now?
I'd say go ahead and get started. It's 7:30.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, we-
There she is.
okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Thanks, Madeline.
Okay.
We'll call the meeting to order now. Stephanie, would you do the roll call, please?
Mr. Super,
Here.
Mr. Sage,
Here.
Mrs. Lewis,
Here.
Mr. Parker,
Hmm.
Mr. Myers,
Here.
Mayor Ford.
Here. Okay. All right. Item number 4 on the agenda was a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting.
I move motion.
Okay, so moved and second to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carried. Okay, the same as last time that we met, we didn't have a real agenda. It's really tough to get into things now and to move forward when you really don't know what you're doing. So, first, before I get into any administrative issues, I just really wanted to mention that early voting started today at the high school gymnasium, and it's from 8:30 to 4:30 each day, except Saturday. It'll be the final day of early voting, which is 9 to 5. And then, of course, Tuesday, the 9th, is election day. So everybody exercise your right to vote. Remember, it's a real privilege to do that.
Gene, I just need to add on to that the commission directed the county clerk to have people posted at each precinct to direct voters. So if somebody comes up to vote at the city building, for instance, and doesn't know about the change, there'll be someone to tell them where they need to go vote. So that'll be manned all day during election day.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And same at the elementary school. They'll have people there.
Is that the new gym or the old?
The new gym. The new gym at the high school. Yes.
Okay. I seen an arrow today that pointed down the street that you didn't know whether you went in the old door or the new, go around the corner to the new. So.
Oh, well, that was good. Thanks for mentioning that, Jim. Okay, I just want to bring up something briefly because we've had several people call the city building about the swimming pool. First of all, I'd like to say that we have paid the health department their fee that's needed if we can reopen the pool. There are 2 or 3 things that enter into our reasoning about opening the pool. And right now, we just don't have the answers to them. They're very important answers. One thing just briefly I'll explain is the circumference of the whole area where the pool is located will give us an estimate of how many people we can have. So that's a big thing for us, and if we just don't know what we're doing. I'm really sorry to say that, but it's the 2nd of June, and decisions are going to have to be made. And we have someone that manages our pool, and we need to sit down and talk with him and get some real answers so we'll know where we're going. And of course, I'll let Marty talk about that, but the second thing is the money part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just shooting from the hip because we really don't have the figures yet on the second quarter on sales tax, or how much our revenue is going to take a hit, which we know it's going to. But I think conservatively we're going to be down 40,000. And
Yeah, indeed.
to be down 40 and with less people being able to use the pool because of the spacing and not selling passes, because if you're going to limit people, you can't sell a pass and then turn them away. I mean, the potential is there to lose a lot of money, so I think it's worth sitting down with the guy that manages the pool, as he does Vienna and Parkersburg's, and talk with him and see what he anticipates. We can't take a $40,000 hit on 1% sales tax and take a $40,000 hit in the pool. I mean, it's just, if we do that, we're probably going to have to raise property taxes on everybody next year to cover it, which I really don't want to do.
Oh, no.
I'm not saying we can't do it, but we need to have the discussion with the guys running the pool, sit down with him and find out what his plan is. Because we pay him the same amount regardless to manage the pool for us. So, you know, we probably won't have revenue from the concession stand because that's a whole nother set of guidelines with the health department.
And of course, you know, we can't have any place for them to sit. They'd have to bring their own chair or whatever to sit. We just have so many unanswered questions right now.
But I think, Gene, I think you did the right thing by having to go ahead and getting the permit from the health department, because that means as of June 15th, that day passed, we could open it if we make that decision. If we hadn't done that, we're looking at 15 days down the road when we finally make the decision.
Thank you for mentioning that to us.
Yeah.
We just wanted to make sure that was done. And Stephanie did take care of that, so we're good with that.
Right.
But, also, you know, by the time we make that decision and get all these rules, if we can do it, then, you know, you can't just open a pool overnight. So there'll be extra time needed to get the pool ready. So
I guess the answer is that we're not saying no, we're not saying yes. We need more information before we can make that decision.
Right. That's correct.
That's right.
And I think you all there tonight agree with that, don't you?
I do.
I do.
And
Yes.
Jim? Yeah, okay. Well,
Keep in mind, because I have college students, I don't know who does lifeguarding, but WVU does go back August the 17th, and Marshall goes back August 24th.
Okay, so that's not very much time, regardless of.
well, no, and I think our school opens here is the 15th, isn't that right, Marty? August 15th?
August 18th. August 18th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
August 19th, I'm sorry.
If it does.
Wood
Yeah.
County schools open August
Yeah.
19th if they're able to open.
Right.
Okay, thank you for that information. Okay, that's all I have. I'll leave it open to council. Anybody else have anything they want to add to the agenda?
I can
Yeah.
I can report on the Bee City thing real quick because it's still active, even though I have had personal issues over the past couple weeks. The other people stepped forward. We started a program, and I'm hoping Madeline's going to cover it, that the Fenton Foundation donated the money and is fully funding it for fourth grade students. We've got 20 kits that were assembled with the help of Thompson's Landscaping, where we are having kids in Williamstown and Waverly, we're including them, to put in small pollinator gardens in their yard. We've got a sign where they can put their name on it. It really gives the kids something to do with their parents to get outside, and it's a great thing. I just wanted to pass on we're doing that. Plus, we've got Joyce McDougal has been working up there at the Armstrong Garden, getting it in shape.
That's wonderful. That's really
It's
great.
looking pretty good too there, Marty.
Thanks, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard lots of good comments about it too.
And Marty, did you maybe want to mention something about that I think I mentioned to you about the iron railing that
Yeah, I had an idea. We've been talking about the iron railing on Armstrong. It's really, I mean, if you blow on it, it breaks. It's really fragile. So my thought was that we start thinking about when the elementary school leaves taking a section of that old fencing and moving it up there and maybe painting it black or something. But I thought it'd be cool to have that tie-in up at the Armstrong Garden rather than them just tearing it down and using it for scrap or something.
Oh, that'd be really.
Because everybody remembers that fence.
Oh, we certainly do. We stood up by it many nights.
Yeah. So that's just, we're still active, I guess is what I'm trying to say, even though we're not able to meet and stuff. We've got a fantastic group of people, and hats off to the Fenton Foundation for stepping forward.
That's wonderful. Yeah, thank them very much. So, yes, I'm just amazed at how you brought this to the attention even of council doing that, and then how many people that have become involved already.
Yeah, it's really difficult to get anybody to do anything anymore, and we've got probably 15 very active people, and the fact that I haven't been involved for a couple of weeks and they're keeping the thing going and it's flourishing is awesome.
Yes, it is. Yes, okay.
Good leadership, Marty.
Yeah, that's what it is. You're right. That's what it is.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Lenny, do you have anything for us?
No, I do not.
Okay. Barbara?
We did have the Department of Forestry bring us over our Arbor Day tree, and it is going to go into a cul-de-sac where a tree had to be cut down, right over there near Kibler Avenue. And so, and it's a very, very nice tree. We were real tickled with that.
It's beautiful. It's grown quite a bit, yeah. Okay. Jim, did you have anything?
Yes, I do. I'm talking to Dave today, and there's a guy on Victoria and 6th Street that continuously cuts his grass and blows it in the street. He's got 2 letters, and Dave says he doesn't pay any attention to them, and he's still doing it. I think we need to do something, give somebody some power to find this guy or something. I don't know what we. He's just reluctant to pay attention to it.
I'm not saying a word.
And the Parks houses is cluttered up so bad. It's it's almost, the yard and everything's almost as bad as it was on the porch
Which one is that, Jim?
house. That's the new trailer that they put in up there where Melwood Parks live.
I have gotten
Absolute disaster.
complaint after complaint after complaint on the Anderson property on Highland Avenue.
I know.
I mean, the windows are busted out now. It's not secure. I mean, he should have to, if nothing else, they should have to board those up so kids or whatever can't get in there.
Marty, did you know that Dave went through that house and it's perfect on the inside? Beautiful woodwork, the walls are not cracked. It's just a shame that the windows aren't replaced and something is.
Well, I mean, it's welcome to Williamstown. That looks terrible.
I know. I agree 100%.
Gene, this Blaine, we haven't had a meeting of the Building Safety Commission for some time, in part because we haven't been having in-person meetings. I think, I know that the Anderson structure has been, a thorn in our side for years. And there may be other buildings or issues that need to be addressed. I mean, if everyone thinks we need to get geared back up, but, there's only 4 or 5 of us to go to those meetings. I mean, we could probably meet in council chambers and spread out enough that, we could, so if you all, Barbara's kind of been the unofficial secretary of that, but if we want to have a meeting, get in touch with me when I'm at the office, and we'll just pick a day and do it.
Well, that's what you do now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about time for everybody that's on that list.
Well, yeah, as I recall, we had 2 or 3 things, none of them were an emergency at the time we dealt with them, but it's been several months, and we can't stop the wheels of government forever because of all the things that go on. We have to get back to doing what we're supposed to do.
I agree. I agree 100%. We need to keep the business going. So let's just set a date and have a meeting.
Hey, while we're on the subject of Mr. Van Horn, he expressed and sent us all copies of a concern he had with those ponds over there at the elementary school. Did he get any resolution on that?
He's working on that, and also the mayor and 2 or 3 of us talked to Mike Fling about that.
Okay, because I sent that report to ZMM, the designer. But
Now that thing is full of debris.
well, just so you know, because everybody thinks that we're just overreacting. I saw a kid down in the bottom of that one on his bike the other day.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, man. Nope.
Well, I've said all along that's going to happen, Marty.
I know.
It's just, that's what kids love to do. They see water and they try to get in it.
Well, it's luckily there wasn't a bunch of water in that one, but it's a tragedy if that something may happen. I don't know.
Well, the water stands in it. I mean, it doesn't drain like they said it was going to do. So,
Yeah.
I go over there and look at that, and I know Jim does, and I know Dave does, but it isn't up to us. We've got to. I mean, we want. It is our city, and we want to certainly protect our children. But somebody in the Board of Education or someplace has to do something.
Yeah. You think they'd put fences around them, but whatever.
No, he said they were going to do that, but the question is when.
Right.
If we wait a week, it could be too long.
Well, I think we've got a responsibility to
We're
that.
working properly anyway.
Yep.
But Fling knows that the mayor told him the other day that we had a problem, and he acknowledged that. So we're just going to have to stay on top of him.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? If not, we'll entertain a motion.
Well, what about the grass problem? What are we going to do there?
I'm sorry.
But Jim, we passed this, whatever we called it, International Building Code or whatever it was.
For property.
Yes.
For property maintenance, but I don't think that applies to that. I think this is under the what is it called? That stormwater.
Stormwater, isn't it?
Yeah, but I forget what the name of it is. There's a name for whatever it is. It's in those regs that you can't blow grass in the street because it'll plug up the storm sewers.
Well,
Yeah.
The solution to it is someone issues the owner or the property owner a citation.
Yep. I think they can do it underneath those regs.
Okay, well.
So we did it last year. We did it last year. We find somebody for that.
Okay, well, this guy's just reluctantly not paying any attention to anything that Dave tells him.
Well, if he's given them 2 letters, that's fair warning.
Okay, well,
I would think.
he didn't give him the third one because he said he says he ain't gonna pay attention to him anyway. And I don't know the guy's name, but I know it's on the corner of 6th and Victoria. So anyway,
Well, you've got, if we expect other people to comply with these kind of rules, then we can't ignore someone that isn't complying because the other folks will look at that and say, well, why should I bother not worrying about putting my grass and cuttings in the street? So, you hate to have to go that route, but that's why you have code enforcement.
That's right.
That's that MS4 regs. I'm sure he can do it.
The previous letters that he sent to the homeowner, did he send them certified or just U.S. mail?
I don't know whether it was just a letter from the city. I'd have to ask Paula.
Yeah, we should have sent it certified. I agree.
I have a copy of it. I don't think they're certified. I have a copy of all those letters, and I do not think that they are certified. I could be wrong, but we can find that out tomorrow.
Okay. Shouldn't we do our due diligence here and make sure that it's certified so we have proof that he's been informed? I don't even know that that's required. Of course, I'd have to look at the regs.
Yeah.
If it requires a prior certified mail notice, then obviously we need to give a certified mail notice. If it doesn't require certified mail notice, we give them regular mail, which is a courtesy. And it's not like you're going to do anything drastic to someone for putting grass clippings in the street, but you know, you issue a citation, and if he wants to argue
Did he talk to the?
different.
I wonder if anybody talked to him directly.
Dave has. He's just reluctant to do it. I mean, he's just not paying attention to Dave at all. So
I'd write him a damn ticket then.
well, yeah. Well, we need. You know, I don't know whether it's my responsibility or it's somebody else.
Actually,
No.
It's not council's responsibility at all. That's why we have Mr. Van Horn, and he can exercise some discretion under the supervision of the mayor. If he feels it's appropriate, and he's tried all other means to address the problem without success, then that's what it is.
Okay.
If the property owner doesn't, you know, he can challenge it just like a property ticket and ask for a trial in front of the municipal judge, and if he wants to convince the judge we're wrong, then, you know, he has a chance to an opportunity to do that.
Well, can't we fine him? I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, if you issue a citation, I'm sure there's some penalties in there. There wouldn't be much purpose of issuing a citation if you didn't have some sanctions available.
well, I think, Jim, isn't that what you're saying, that he says there isn't any?
No, there is. I think I've read it in our ruling.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
we talked about a $25 and actually a warning, and then a written notice, and then I think we go to a $25 fine.
Okay.
So it's in our ordinance book. We put it in there a couple of years ago. But he seems reluctant to go any farther because he don't know whether he's allowed to or not. So there may be.
Well, we've always had the question of, I think the property maintenance code addressed it. There's always been some question about whether our building inspector can actually issue a citation, because that's not clear under our existing ordinances.
He would not be issuing this as building inspector. He would be issuing this as the MS4 compliance officer for the storm sewers.
Okay.
Stormwater.
And that is
As long as that,
spelled out.
as long as that authority in the ordinance that we adopted exists, then he can issue citation.
Yep. I think you can without any problem.
Okay, well, I'll check with Pat tomorrow, and
Sorry about that.
I'll talk with Dave, and then we'll definitely find out the answer to that, and if we can't, I'm just gonna tell Dave to go ahead and do it, because maybe that'll get his attention.
Yeah. Okay. I hate to bring that up on this meeting, but Dave was pretty upset today, so he had trouble, that guy. So
Okay.
okay, thank you, Mayor,
Oh, you're welcome.
and guys
Okay.
and ladies.
Okay. Okay, now, we need a motion to adjourn.
Well, does Madeline have any questions?
Yeah, sorry, I had to get myself off mute. I let's see here, going through here. So we have decided that Dave is allowed to give out citations, correct?
Only for certain things. This is to enforce the MS4 regulations, and he's acting as the compliance officer for MS4, which is stormwater management.
Okay, so stormwater management officer.
And he's certified in that.
Yeah.
Give me just a second. Also, Marty,
Yeah.
we'll put in the article that you gave an update on Bee City,
Yeah.
but I've already talked with Chris, and I'm going to get a hold of, once you send me the numbers for the lady I need to get in contact with. I want to do a big story on it for the weekend paper.
That would be great because I think, we were able to shift gears, and we were running all these programs, and when this thing happened and the kids got shacked up in their houses,
Yeah.
they actually came forward and said, let's give them something to do with the parents. My God, the parents are trying to find things to do, and got them outside, and it's such a great program. I think it's worthy of covering.
Yes. And also, you guys were talking about starting up meetings again. Was it for the Board of Zoning, or is it just in general? I mean, getting people in person again for all meetings?
Building
Which ones are
Safety
you
Commission.
specifically talking about?
Building Safety Commission.
Thank you. Building Safety Commission.
Yes, we have a committee for that.
Okay, and since I am mentioning that, what do you guys think? Like, do you guys have a timeline on when you are planning on going back to in-person meetings? Or is this still sometime in the future and you'll keep revisiting the idea? Or are we looking at starting that up like within the next month or so?
Well, I can't speak for the rest of them, but I can speak for myself that those chambers are so small that to do it in that chambers until the governor ups them, or reduces the amount of space between people, or ups the amount of people that can be in an area. I don't know how we can. That's just me talking. I mean, rest of you might have whatever.
And I agree. People might make their own individual decisions, not worried about social distancing. But as a city council, we have a duty to follow the governor's guidelines, in my opinion. And I agree that there's no way. I mean, you could space out the 5 council members, the mayor, and the clerk, but then if you're inviting the public, I don't see any possible way. I told the mayor maybe we could just have them in the shelter in the park or something. I can say that my son-in-law, who's city attorney in Vienna, I asked him. He said, "Well, I'm not much of a tech person." He said, "You can actually, with an iPad, set it up and upload it to YouTube, and wouldn't cost you anything, and people could log on to it." Now, I don't know.
That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And so in that manner, at least if someone wanted to listen or observe the meeting, a member of the public, they can do that.
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
Okay, good.
It's streaming over YouTube. We put the link on our website, so anybody can go on there and watch it.
The public doesn't have the opportunity to communicate back to council in that manner, which is unfortunate and inconvenient, but I don't know how, under the current guidelines, that we can.
I know other entities are just informing people if they have questions or comments, to contact the city clerk before the meeting or after the meeting, and we'll either get them the answer or address it in the next meeting. I mean,
They're calling everybody. I've got several calls.
Would you like
Dr.
to put
Humphrey told me
something in
today.
there? Would you like me to put something in there about contacting the city clerk by calling the city building before the meeting?
if they have a question,
have anything addressed by council?
why not? Yeah. Hey, Jim, what were you saying?
Dr. Hunkley called me today and was concerned about the pool not opening and the park closed. And he's concerned about the kids running around, and I told him those regulations that we're working on and trying to check into. And I've been getting several calls about the pool, about the park, and I've tried to explain to people that we don't have the people to go around and clean the equipment after little kids have been on there. And I even had one person say, "Well, I'll do that after my kid," but that's not good enough. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, we are driven by the governor.
Yeah,
That's what people say to me all the time. They come in the city building and talk to me about, well, you don't have to open it. When I tell them the problem with the restrooms, how we have to sanitize after each person, and how we can afford to hire someone extra just to do that. And secondly, they say, well, just keep the restrooms closed. And I said, well, but there's the toys that our children are on, and we have to do the same with those. well, let the parents be responsible for that. I said, that isn't what the governor says. We have to go with what he tells us to do. I mean, after all, it's the city and we're liable for the things that are supposed to be done and not supposed to be done. So, I understand parents, I understand everything they're saying, and unfortunately, we don't have any control over it. And if we did, I'm not sure that we'd do it differently. So, we have to really protect our children, and that's what we're trying to do. I just don't think that people understand that that's what we're trying to do, but it's real difficult. None of us have lived under anything like this before, so it makes it hard to say that you're going to do this and that like we're used to doing, and then it's not possible. So we're in as much of a dibber as they are, but that doesn't help any.
Before we get off of here, after me, can you spell your last name for me? Stendgel. Okay, thank you. That's how I thought it was. Wanted to be sure. I've only seen your name a handful of times and didn't want you to spell it wrong in the papers. Or talking to the city clerk. Yeah, you're welcome. And I think that was all of my questions. So I'm good.
Okay. Anybody else? If not, then we need a motion.
No.
Okay.
Madeline, don't put Dr. Hunkley's name in the paper. You may.
I wasn't going to. I was just saying that if anyone had questions or concerns that they wanted addressed at a council meeting, that they can contact the city clerk by calling the city building.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
All of you guys, they have one set place they can call if they have something they want to address.
Motion to adjourn.
They can always email me as well.
Motion.
Okay, I will put that via email. What email would you like? Mine is williamtown@suddenlinkmail.com. Alrighty, thank you.
I make a motion we adjourn.
I'll second that one.